Most people think you need a degree or a lot of experience to get started in high ticket sales. And this is all lies, this is all myths. And today I'm going to prove it to you by actually showcasing you how you get started and become an appointment setter in high ticket space. So then you can become eventually a closer, then a sales manager, depending on how you want to proceed in your career. So without any experience, you don't really need any experience. If you do have experience though, that's going to be good so you can leverage that. And for those that don't know me, my name is Dennis Tajo. I'm a full-time and appointment setter right now, and I was a setter closer on my previous job working for a marketing agency. And here's my exact results. So these are the results from last month in August 2025. As you may see, the numbers are not quite as aware I want them to be, only because right now we count about 80% of our time spent is through inbound setting, and we're working on a lot of things to improve our show rate so we can then book more sales appointments. And these are my commissions for August 2025. And I also have a base salary. So I made a little bit over $3,000 the last month as an appointment setter alone. And these are my results as a setter closer in the previous company that I worked for, um, that had 90% show rate, 9% offer made. Although my closing percentage wasn't as good, but the offer wasn't proven. So we had to go on through switches and see what's working, what doesn't, and go through some other stuff as well. And before we get started, I want to invite you to the Set It Playbook. This is a community for anybody that wants to step into the high ticket space, or maybe you're already a sales rep and appointment setter that want and you want to get better processes, better systems, better workflows. This is exactly what this community is about. And here's what you can expect inside of this community: how to get started in sales, how to 10x your skills, how to get hired, all the playbooks from outbound, inbound, show rate, offers, referrals, reoffers, time management, ascending to closer position, how to protect your reputation, because it's very, very important to protect your reputation as a self-employed sales rep, all the student success. And also, I'm going to personally coach you once a week to make sure that you land the role if you don't have a role right now, or to go through any role plays, any interview role plays, any sales role plays, so you can maximize your results as to finding a role, but also increase your commission checks and make sure you make more and then ascend to different tiers of a sales rep inside of the company that you're working for. So let's jump right straight into the video. And this is exactly what I'm going to cover in this video: how to become an appointment setter with no experience whatsoever. What is an appointment setter? What is a great starting point to be an appointment setter? And how to actually get started, what are you to expect, and also how to bypass 99% of the people to land a role successfully. I understand it might be a little bit of a repetition at the beginning, but trust me, I've been through the trenches and I'm currently doing this live, so I know what I'm talking about. So, what is a sector? A sector is somebody that either books an appointment for the sales team, whether that is through inbound. So, let's say your company is running Facebook ads, and then they flood your calendar with booked appointments that you have to set. With this is called inbound setting. So, you have to triage those appointments and then move those appointments to a sales call. Now, this is usually a two close call frame where your main responsibility is to qualify and just send all the prospects that qualify and are hot leads into the sales calendar for them to close. You make commission and they make their commission. Now, if that is the case, most of the time the company might offer a base salary, maybe $1,000 or $2,000 a month, and then you have your commission structured, whether they pay you per close deal, that is a fixed amount, or maybe they pay you on a commission based that is maybe 5% or 3%, depending on the company. Now, if your responsibility is to send DMs, and this is more about cold setting where you're sending in a DM, so you're cold calling people, then the results would be lower. Having said that, the quality of those results usually is much better than the inbound setting itself, right? And in terms of commission structure, you make more money on the cold audience that you're gonna bring into your calendar, and than just when you apply for the role that is inbound triaging, because it's usually the commission structure is less because they bring you all those leads, so you can make sure that you just send them into the sales team. So what is a great starting point? Here's the thing. Anybody can start and work as an appointment setter as long as you have some type of education, but the two things that I'm always looking for and I see in many successful candidates is how much time do you actually going to do this for? Is it part time? Is it full time? Do you actually care about somebody's success? So it's not just you're not just thinking about your commission check and just treat this as a commission check opportunity. And it's a lot of people that are failing inside of this industry, whether you are an appointment setter or a closer. This is because of this exact situation. So if you're not in a state of mind that you want to help as many people whilst you make as much money, those two things go together. And how to actually get started. Now, this is something that I see a lot of people tackle themselves because they don't know where to go to find jobs, what skills do they need to bring to the table, how to eventually become an A player um, person. But nobody, if you really think about it, nobody started being an A player in the team. Understand almost every single company wants to bring A players in the team. But here's the thing, if you show up on time, if you do what you've been told to, if you follow the process, and if you don't have a process if they don't give you a process, at least going through my community to have an existing process and then just do the repetitions. And here's the thing, you don't need to go to Facebook ads and see who runs Facebook ads and approach them. You don't need to go to LinkedIn. You don't even need to, go into Facebook groups to apply and for work essentially. Although some of those Facebook groups, they do have some legitimate opportunities, you will always be counting down to is down to the recruiter, okay, and so many other people. So you can't really leverage who you are, what you do, and also bypass a lot of people. So what I recommend instead is go and use a site which is called repselect.io. I'm going to make sure to leave a link down below so you can check this out, which is a website you can just apply to different roles as a sales rep, and you can just get started for free. And then just if you want to get unlimited jobs, you can just um, going with a premium plan they have, and it's very very cheap. It's only about $15 a month for you to join. Now the good thing about that specific website, I've been using this for the last 6 months, and this is the roles that I went through myself and all the companies that I personally work for, is that you can get so many jobs inbound through your email that you can just spend the time to focus on optimizing your profile, make sure that is well put together, and also make sure to leave a video for you guys to watch how I do it and what are the things I recommend you guys go about on landing a role quicker. So what to expect? So when it comes to appointment setting, I know it's the entry level to get into the high ticket space, but you still need to show up that with the right attitude, that you have no ego, and also be coachable, because these are components, these are things that every single person is looking for you to get hired, but also improve yourself once you get hired so you don't lose your job once you step into the role. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. The difficult thing is not getting a role. The difficult thing is just staying in a role, because there's so much BS out there. I also have another video when I'm talking about what is a good fit, and what company is a good fit, and how you should showing up to make sure you are a good fit for them. Now, how to bypass 90% people and actually land the role so you don't have to, be part of the masses as well. So here's what I want you to do. And trust me on this, if you do this, and nobody says yes, then I'm gonna personally reach out to you and say, let me see what this is about, and let me help you. So here's the thing: if you don't have any experience at all, Let's say you're 18 years old, you have no idea what sales are, no experience at all, never sold anything to anybody. Let's assume this is the worst case scenario. First thing I'll personally do, just go spend some time to learn the skill set, to have some foundation, to at least know how to communicate more better. Okay. So it's all about communication at the end of the day and how you're showing up. Okay. So there's a bunch of stuff that's for free. My community right now is for free, so you can go and learn and exactly how to do it. And once you have that baseline of skill set, then you can start applying for jobs. And once you get on a couple of interviews, say, "Hey, Mr. Interviewer, I completely understand. Might not be the best possible fit for you right now. Let me prove it to yourself, and let me show you that I can do what I say I can do. I'm going to do it for free for a week or two. And here's what I'm going to do. I see that you have a Facebook group with a couple thousand people on there. Let me generate your appointments from the Facebook group, and also engage with the followers that you have, so you can create more opportunities in your pipeline. That way I can prove it to you first, and then let's talk about compensation and how I can get paid once you see some results. Would that be acceptable for you? Now, here's the thing. Maybe some people might say, no, this is not what I want right now. But at least one person is going to give you that courtesy, give you the chance to prove it to them. And this is exactly what I teach everybody in the school community on how to do this exact strategy to maximize and get um, a lot of people to create opportunities and then book them into appointments. It's not as difficult as it sounds, but you just need to show up, make sure that you have the right attitude and work ethic, that you want to do this. At the end of the day, if you don't show up for yourself, nobody will um, do that for you. So I hope you find this useful. I'm going to make sure to leave another video here so you can go and watch, and I'll see you on the next one.